Okay, so we are going to make an underwater arrangement today that is going to look like this. Okay, so to do this, we're going to start by pouring some of our rocks into the bottom of our container. So we've got some rocks down in there. Then we are going to take our roses and we're going to clean them up a little bit because we are not worried about like keeping the petals on these because they're not going to be brushed up around and stuff. We're going to go ahead and pull these sepals off just so it gives it a cleaner appearance. And then we are going to go ahead and cut them pretty short. And by pretty short, I mean you want about the width of your thumb underneath it, and that's about it. So about like that. And then if you have any guard petals, go ahead and remove those too. And I have one, but he's kind of hidden down in here. Your guard petals are going to be the ones that have like the green on them. There's my little guard petal. I'm going to remove him. Then I'm going to take my wire. We're cutting both the same length? Both the same length. And I'm going to poke it all the way through like that. And all I'm doing is creating a hole. Like I'm not leaving the wire in there. I'm going to remove the wire, but I'm going to do that on both sides. And the wire has to go all the way through. So then I have a little bitty hole. On both, yes. Do that on both. And I definitely gave y'all weights and didn't get any out for myself. Okay, so you're going to take your fishing line and you're going to cut it into probably thirds. So I'm going to need a piece that's about this long. So it's about maybe 1.5 feet. About, fingertip to elbow. It won't matter. You're going to probably end up cutting it shorter anyways. Okay, then we're going to thread it through the hole that we just made. And then you are going to measure in your vase, and you want this first one to sit pretty low. And then you're going to tie your weight onto your string and then cut off the extra string. Actually, leave the extra strings on here for a minute until we get it settled, because we might cut it a little bit shorter. Or we might add a little more weight. So I'm going to stick this down in here, and I'm going to use my skewer to push it down into the rocks. Yeah, leave some extra string on there for right now. Give me just a second, but before y'all do this step, so I can make sure it's going to work the way I want it to. Woohoo! That one worked way better than it did last time. Okay, so you want your rose to appear to be suspended in the middle of your glass. So go ahead, while you don't have any water in it, stick it down in there, stick your weight down into your rocks really good. You can take some of your extra rocks that you pulled out after you get both of your flowers settled in there. Yep. And this one's going to stand up taller. So I just tied my weight on there on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and trim the extra strings. And then I'm going to set this one down in here and use my skewer to settle it down in the rocks. And then you'd move the rocks around to help that disappear. And then when you go to put water in it, you're going to very slowly pour water into the center of your rose. And that's going to help get rid of all of that extra air that's in the middle of your rose, because otherwise it'll be too buoyant. You okay?
I got one in my room.
Use your skewer. Use your skewer and just knock it out.
Would it be easier to add the rocks like
Then you can take 2 pieces of lily grass. I'm going to cut off the end of it down here because it's a lot firmer. And you take the end because it's a little firmer, and you're going to stick it down in your water. And then just slowly wrap the top around on the inside of your vase under that water.
This is the shortest one first. What? Yes. Yes, the shorter one. Now do we fill it up with water?
Yes.
I'm just like starting.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to have to drain it and make it shorter.
Okay. Oh, and my weight is coming.
Then you just wrap some lily grass around in the center. There's no rhyme or reason. It just kind of adds a little bit more dynamic line to your arrangement.